Well, good afternoon everybody. This is Annie from Unique Decoupage. Today I'm going to demonstrate how I use the water technique to separate my image. So if I don't want to put the whole napkin onto a vase or a candle, but I just want to actually just take this image out, I'm just going to do a quick demonstration as to how I do it. So basically you get your large napkin, cut it down so you get your just one square. And this, just very quickly, is the result that we are going to be heading to. As you can see, when you do the water effect, it's an actual nicer finish around the edges, whereas in compared to when you use scissors, it's a very straight edge. If you have it with the water and you've actually very carefully picking off all the way around, that will actually blend in very nicely with whatever you're decoupaging. So it depends on how you want the final effect. So let's make a start. So I use water and a small brush, which is just so big. It's not a very big one, but it's just to get enough water onto the napkin. Now you can actually purchase pens, water pens, so you fill those up, you just draw around and you have the same effect. But I use my my paintbrush. Right, okay, so let's make a start. Always start at a corner rather than in the center, and we're going to go up across this edge here. So a bit of water on there. Now also, just before I start, technique that I normally use when I'm doing this, sorry, excuse me if you can hear my washing machine in the background, is instead of just putting it on, drawing the water on, and this hand is wobbling about, I tend to just keep the hand here, because as the water will sink into the napkin, it will spread further than what you want. So as soon as you got the water on the napkin, peel it away straight away, okay? Because then it doesn't give it the chance of soaking up all of the water and then taking away some of the napkin that you actually want to keep the design. So a bit of water, excuse me, and then you just go on an outline. And then as you can see, my left hand is holding the napkin down while my right hand or finger is very carefully moving around. So again, just bring in an outline. As you can see, we're just going all the way through. See, once you've done the actual outline, you can go back and just do any little bits that you think, well, actually I could do with taking off some of that. It's a bit too much on. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just going round the actual shape. When you get excess pieces like this is, you can just take your water up and rip it across. Go around by the ears. I got a bit of a chesty cough at the moment, so if I suddenly start to cough halfway through doing this, I do apologise. This is a very, very quick, once you get used to doing this, it's a very quick process, depending on, of course, what the napkin design is. You can get some that are, can actually be quite a nightmare to use your water idea, because it's it's the part of picking the napkin away that if you've got very fine detail, that's when you could be, it won't take you 5 minutes doing it, it'll take you a while. And we go all around. As you can see, we're now getting the shape that we want. And some people also, that when they do this and they blend in the color of the napkin onto the vase or whatever they're doing. So for instance, it's a sandy sort of look as we got here, so they probably use maybe a magnolia paint on their vase, and then they blend in the napkin. But I don't actually do that. Now, excuse me, as you can see at the end here, we have a very, very straight edge. Now this one, we don't want to leave it straight. Again, we want to have a nice feathered effect. So have the edge facing you. One hand that covers not quite down the line, but you're using your finger as a ruler. So just dab your water all the way down the line, keeping a bit of pressure. I know that sounds daft, but somehow I suppose it's mind over matter, isn't it? You think there's a bit of pressure there, it's not going to go anywhere. And then again, very quickly go along the edge. When I do the bottom edge, I like to work with the bottom edge at a slant to me, and then it's a lot easier. Hand over the top, remember keeping it in place, because you don't want to rip off any more than's necessary. It will move about, so you've got to put a bit of pressure down there and go right to the very end. There we are. And then as you look at it, that could be like that one's a little bit up and down. It doesn't matter if it's up and down, because you can just go and very gently even it out, or you can hold it up and gently just pick away the odd little bits. You know, the less straight it is, the more of a nice effect you're going to get. So around these edges here, as you can see, there's quite a lot more of the cream, which I want to actually get more of the feather effect of the fox's fur that's here. So a little bit of water, and again go back down there. So the same idea, hand over the area that you don't really want the water to go any further, and very quickly remove these pieces. So across and just pick. It does help if you've got nails to do this, or some sort of a nail, because as you can see, when I do that, I use my nail just to bring it out. But you can get paint brushes that have a pointed or a shaped edge or end to it that will give you the same effect. I will show you exactly what that one is at the moment, because I have a couple. So let's just go around the ears here. And just on this top bit. The quicker you are in taking or removing the napkin, the better chance you will have of the part of the napkin you want to move will come off. You leave it for too long, like I said earlier, it'll soak in, and then you'll end up moving half the ear or whatever. So it's a very, very quick water on, pull it off. As you can see now, it's looking a little bit more better and a bit more even. Here we go. So that is the end result. So again, very, very easy. And also actually make sure that you keep all 3 plies. Don't go taking the ply off and then do it, because you'll find that the napkin will just completely disintegrate in your hands. That's not a good idea. But this is preparing for putting this onto a vase, candle, whatever, and that's when you remove the 3 plies. Now the brush I was telling you about that has a curve to the base of it is this one. I don't know if you can, no, you probably can't see it very well, but there's sort of like a tip to it. Can you see? So with that, you can either use the tip bit here, or I like using the side, this side bit here. So as you're working on the napkin, I'll just demonstrate with a little bit of plain napkin. So we wet, just say I want to do a circle. Excuse me, I'm not very good at circling. So we do a circle, all right, and then you take the end, same idea with your left hand though, keeping your pressure, and then you just go all the way around, keeping pressure, keeping that napkin down nice and flat. And whoopsie, all the way around. It doesn't, went a bit dry. It doesn't really matter which way round you hold it, you'll get a feel of it. But the basic, it is holding it like a pen. So as you hold your pen or your pencil, and that's what you do, and Bob's your uncle, there is your shape. So if you haven't got any nails and you want to do it this way, or you don't actually want to use your nails, then do invest in these paintbrushes, because you've got the paintbrush to the other end here, so you can have the best of both worlds. Paintbrush with the water, and the end then for taking the napkin away. So that's it, very quick tutorial on that. Hope you enjoyed it, and good luck when you have a go yourself. Thank you very much for joining me. See you later.